Why should anyone care about the rights of migrant tomato workers? Because they are people too. Big American industries outsource into other countries, like Mexico, China, or India, where labor is cheaper. This allows the companies to produce mass products for a cheaper price. Outsourcing is beneficial to big industries because labor practice laws in other countries are more lax than those in America. Most countries do not have a minimum wage requirement, lunch break, sick leave, or some form of health care that Americans would be used to. When migrant tomato workers get sick and cannot go to work, their bosses do not care. Oftentimes, these bosses will withhold the pay that is owed to the workers, and the pay is not very much. Migrant workers are just like any other worker. Most have a family they are trying to provide for. Their families suffer as well, through an endless cycle of poor education, health issues, and constant moving.
When the families are not moving from place to place, they are living in houses that provide little comfort. These houses are usually made of tin panels pieced together with no space in between for windows, preventing any air circulation in the hot times of the season. They are forced to sleep on empty crates covered with cardboard and have very few materials to make a bed. The migrant workers do not have the resources to buy adequate food for themselves or for their families. Major U.S. companies allow an option for them to charge products. However, while this seems like a good proposal, it only causes a large debt at the end of the season for the migrant workers who are paid very little to begin with. Major American companies in control have done little to directly improve any of the standards for the people providing the U.S. with the largest portion of imported tomatoes.
Pesticides are designed to kill pests, but sometimes pesticides can cause health effects in people. The likelihood of developing health effects depends on the type of pesticide and other chemicals that are in the product you are using. Some health effects for pesticide exposure may occur right away, others may occur several hours after exposures, and some may not be noticed for years, for example, cancer. How do pesticides enter our bodies? Pesticides can enter your body during mixing, applying, or cleanup operations. There are generally 3 ways a chemical or material can enter the body: through the skin, dermal, through the lungs, inhalation, by mouth, ingestion.
There are groups that fight for the rights of migrant workers, such as the Coalition of Immokalee Workers. The CIW is a worker-based human rights organization which has implemented several programs to improve the overall conditions for workers, such as the Fair Food Program.
The FFP was started in 2011 with a 3-pronged approach. Workers receive protection of their human rights and increased wages, growers gain a more stable workforce, and retailers receive a system that protects their brands from the reputation risks of supply chain labor abuses.
How can we justify taking the people who provide for us for granted?